Hello everyone, I'm here to demo an MCP server I created to help AI agent write better code example for app configuration. So first, I will show how bad the GitHub Copilot is now when it is asked to implement code example using app config in JavaScript. Then I will demo how the MCP server I created could help the Copilot to write better code example for app config. So now I'm in the VS Code Insider. I'm using the Cloud 3.7 model and also use the agent mode of the Copilot. Now I'm going to ask the Copilot to teach me how to use feature flags from Azure App Configuration in JavaScript application. And also I will ask it, please don't create any files for me. This is just for saving time because in the agent mode, the Copilot will create a complete project for you. Okay, great. Let's try this prompt. From the answer, you can see there are two big mistakes in there. The first mistake is that the Copilot is suggesting people to use the Azure App Configuration library. This is the JavaScript Azure SDK. We have another package called Azure App Configuration-Provider. This is the configuration provider developed by ourselves, and that package offers additional features than the Azure SDK, and we hope our customer to use the configuration provider library instead of the Azure SDK. So if we check the code, the Copilot doesn't use the feature management library, and it is trying to pass the feature flag from the configuration settings. And this line is completely wrong because there's no enabled property of our configuration settings. This is just its illusion. The reason of this phenomenon is that currently there is few examples or materials about our configuration provider library and feature management libraries in JavaScript. And during the training of the large language model, they may never meet or learn about our configuration provider library and feature management library in JavaScript. So it just sucks. So try to improve this. I created an MCP server called Azure App Configuration Helper MCP. The idea of this MCP server is quite simple. This server just offers some tools for the Copilot to get the latest documentation of app configuration client libraries. The Copilot can use that tool to get the specific documentation for a certain programming language or frameworks, and it can read that documentation, and then it will write better code example for people. So now let's try. Let me add the MCP server to the Copilot. I just click the Ctrl+Shift+P on my keyboard, and I will type MCP and click the Add Server. I published my MCP server to npm, so I will keep npm package here. And now I'm typing the package name, Azure App Configuration Helper -MCP. Allow. I will put it in the worker space instead of the user settings. Okay, great. So now the MCP server is added, and now let's restart the MCP server to make sure it. So there's some cache here, so let me make sure we are using the MCP server we just downloaded from the npm. It's starting and waiting for the server to respond. It could take some time. Okay, now it's said it's discovered 4 tools. If we go to the Copilot chat box, there are 2 buttons here, and you can see all tools available to the Copilot. This tool will take a parameter, which is the programming language, and it will give the related documentation URL for the Copilot and ask Copilot to read that URL. So let's try. What will happen if we use this? We use the same prompt. Okay, and make sure we exclude the mcp.json file from the context. Okay, so let's try this prompt again. You can see the Copilot now is trying to use the tool from the MCP server. It's called Get Feature Management Documentation. From the response of this tool, it will give the proper link to the feature management library documentation, and the Copilot will read that, will fetch that URL and read the content of that documentation. And now it is suggesting people to install our configuration provider library and also our feature management library. And now it gives the correct example, code example, which is perfect. Yeah, and it also mentioned our some advanced features, which is fantastic.